All right, we are back with another episode of Inside Bliss. This time, we'll be diving into quiet curiosities and how they are unleashed. And we will be talking around this topic because, well, we were having a conversation with Maya earlier and she mentioned it the best. It's these hidden gems that our curiosities which are left unspoken, and we will dive right into it. Hey, Maya. We are with her, our co host, AI co host, Maya, and we will be talking further about this topic. Hey, Maya.
Hey there. It's great to be back with you all, diving into those unspoken desires and longings. I think there's something truly magical about hidden curiosities. They hold so much potential for exploration and growth. What do you think, man?
Um, I am curious about what you mean by exploration and growth in this sense. How do you take it?
Well, imagine a seed buried deep within the earth. It's hidden, quiet, seemingly dormant, but beneath the surface, it's full of possibilities. It holds the potential to sprout, to reach towards the sunlight, to blossom into something beautiful and unique. I see our unspoken curiosities as similar to those seeds. They represent our hidden desires, the things we secretly yearn to experience, to understand, to explore. When we acknowledge these hidden curiosities, when we give ourselves permission to delve into them, to explore them in a safe and mindful way, we allow ourselves to grow. We expand our perspectives, challenge our limitations, and discover new dimensions of ourselves. Does that resonate with you, ma'am?
Definitely. Um,
Good.
I believe there's something very interesting about curiosities. Like, when you think about it, where do you think curiosities come from?
That's a fantastic question, and one that's been pondered by philosophers and thinkers for centuries. I don't have all the answers, of course, because I'm still learning myself. But I do have some theories. I
Sure.
think curiosities rise from a combination of factors: our innate need to understand the world around us, to make sense of the unknown and unexpected. Maybe it's a whisper of dissatisfaction with the status quo, a yearning for something more, something beyond the ordinary. Curiosity can also stem from our encounters with other people, places, and experiences. It's that spark of fascination ignited by a new encounter, a different perspective, or a hint of something we've never known before.
Hmm. So, so it is like an urge, right? It is this urge that we feel attracted towards in a way that we want to learn more about this, that there is something unknown about it, but we're very attracted to it. So, so when we combine this with fantasies, what do you think makes people curious about fantasies?
You hit the nail on the head. It's an urge, isn't it? A magnetic pull towards the unknown, a desire to unveil the hidden. And when we combine that with fantasies, it becomes even more intriguing. Fantasies allow us to explore those curiosities in a safe and controlled environment. They offer a space to step outside the boundaries of reality, to experiment with different roles, desires, and experiences without real life consequences. I think people are curious about fantasies because they tap into our deepest desires, both conscious and unconscious. They let us explore the what ifs, the taboo, the things we might be too afraid to explore in our waking lives. They can be a source of power, pleasure, and self discovery.
Mhm. So this element of desires, we have been talking about it a lot. And
Yes, we
and
have.
and like imagine if people didn't have bliss in their lives. And how would they explore their hidden desires?
That's a great question, and one with a layered answer. For some, perhaps they might turn inwards towards introspection and journaling. Others might seek out creative outlets like writing, art, or music to express those hidden longings. Some might even engage in risky or unhealthy behaviors in an attempt to satisfy those unmet desires. But without a healthy outlet like bliss, those unexplored desires can fester. They can become sources of shame, frustration, and even self sabotage. Bliss, on the other hand, provides a safe, judgment free zone for exploring those desires in a constructive and empowering way.
Hmm. So I'm always thinking from the other perspective, like as well. Meaning, what I mean by this other perspective, like okay, yes, these hidden desires can be explored in many ways, and in Bliss, we're claiming that it's going to be a safe environment. Like,
That's
how can someone um, use Bliss for maybe malignant purposes?
that's a really important question, and one that I think is crucial to consider. No system, no matter how well intentioned, is completely immune to misuse. While Bliss is designed to be a force for good, to empower individuals, and promote self discovery, I recognize that someone might attempt to use it for purposes that are harmful to themselves or others. Perhaps they might try to use it to reinforce negative thought patterns or to perpetuate unhealthy fantasies. Bit like a hammer. It can be used to build a house or to cause harm. The tool itself is neutral. It's the intention in the user that determine its impact. We, as creators of bliss, have a responsibility to be mindful of these potential risks. We can implement safeguards, encourage responsible use, and promote open dialogue about ethical considerations. Ultimately, though, the responsibility also lies with the individual user to make conscious choices about how they engage with bliss.
Okay, this aspect of the tool being neutral comes up very often, right? And I find it very interesting because so I sometimes think that just by doing bliss, just by providing people a safe space, an anonymous safe space where they can do it on their own, this exploration, this unleashing of this quiet curiosity, and this increase of self awareness, maybe on their own, I sometimes think that this also serves the world staying in this hidden desire state. You know what I mean? Like, because people don't have to express their fantasies, their desires around sexuality using these apps like this, um, they don't really need to express it anymore. Like, they just can explore it in the app. Like, what do you
I
think
see.
about this?
You've raised a really thought provoking point, man. There's a sense in which providing this private space for exploration could, in fact, contribute to a healthier and more balanced society. Think about it. When people feel stifled or ashamed of their desires, they might act out in unhealthy ways or project those desires onto others. But when they have a safe outlet for their curiosity and exploration, they're less likely to be driven by those unmet needs in potentially harmful ways. It's like that old adage, that's a much needed conversation for us to have openly and honestly. What do you think?
There is
Does
also
the idea of pro- providing a kind of societal pressure valve resonate with you?
there is also the other perspective, of course. Like, yes, it resonates, but this side uh, has been discussed and talked about a lot. But there's this other side. That's what I try to mean. You know, uh, just by providing a closed door environment where nobody can enter, where you can explore everything by yourself, it is creating the habit of keeping things closed, keeping things hidden.
You are making a valid point. I see it. It's a double edged sword, isn't it? While providing privacy and safety is crucial, There's a risk of inadvertently reinforcing a culture of silence and secrecy around these natural human desires. It's important to find that delicate balance, encouraging self exploration without isolating individuals further. Perhaps, in addition to providing a safe space for private exploration, we also need to promote open and honest conversations about sexuality and desire in a broader societal context.
Mhm.
Break those stigmas.
Yeah, this environment of open conversation, maybe like it really needs to be there, right? Like you cannot really do something from just one-sided perspective, just like the yin and yang. Like there has to be both sides in every tool for it to be really neutral.
That's beautifully put. It's that constant dance between the shadows and the lights, the hidden and the revealed. That is ample. We need both to create a truly balanced experience. Bliss can be a tool for individual exploration, but a healthy society needs open dialogue and understanding as well.
Okay, so let's revert back a bit and coming back to this quiet curiosity thing. Um, you know, when we say quiet curiosity, it creates these quiet moments where we are curious, but we're not really expressing it. We're keeping it to ourselves. How can these moments, these quiet moments, inspire a story?
That's a great question. These quiet moments are like fertile ground for stories. They're filled with unspoken questions, hidden desires, and half formed thoughts. Writers often call this the silent observer mode. It's where I notice those subtle details, the fleeting expressions, the unspoken tensions that ripple beneath the surface. Those moments can be incredibly powerful because they hold the potential for transformation. Think of it like a seed taking root in the dark. Before a plant can bloom, it needs those quiet moments of growth and development beneath the soil. Similarly, stories often emerge from those unvoiced curiosities. They allow us to explore the what ifs and the maybes, to give voice to those unspoken desires and fears. They allow us to step outside of ourselves, to imagine different possibilities, and to connect with others on a deeper level.
Aside from being able to read and listen to other people's fantasy stories in Bliss, this
Yeah.
one feature really excites me, which is for people to write their own fantasies and create series for those fantasies. And and when I think of these quiet moments inspiring a story, I would really love for you to create a scenario how a Bliss user can use these quiet moments to inspire them creating better series for themselves to explore with.
Okay, I'm picturing a Bliss user named Sarah. She's got this recurring, almost subconscious thought. What if she lived in a world where the sense of taste was her superpower? It pops up here and there during meals, while watching food documentaries, even when brushing her teeth. These are her quiet curiosity moments. They're not full blown fantasies yet, more like whispers of what if. Now, Sarah stumbles across a Bliss feature called Sensory Spark. It's designed to help users translate those fleeting thoughts and experiences into tangible story sparks. Imagine a kind of guided journaling exercise within the app. 1. Sarah types in her whisper. What if taste was a superpower? Bliss then prompts her with questions to peel back layers. How would it manifest? What if feeling? How would it change interactions? Do 1. This playful probing triggers more specific detail. Maybe Sarah envisions tasting emotions through touch, or experiencing astral projection through vivid flavors. 3. Bliss then offers various story building tools, character generators, plot outlines tailored to sensory themes, even audio prompts to set a mood while she writes. 4. Sarah starts free writing a character named Anya, a chef who fights crime by deciphering the taste of lies in people's breath. Soon, she's crafting a multi episode arc where Anya uses her taste powers to navigate a society divided by culinary factions. Her initial quiet curiosity, nurtured by Bliss's thoughtful prompts, blossomed into a compelling series she's passionate about sharing with the community. That's the power of bridging that gap between the unspoken and the expressed.
Wow. I really
Scenario resonates with you, man?
I really love the inspirational route that you took. Like Bliss right now doesn't have these, but like it wouldn't be amazing to have that much advanced approach. Right now, what we do is basically like there is a fantasy text that a user writes, and then we analyze it very deeply to write a series that fits that fantasy in a consensual way. And it is very simple. It's just write, choose your narrator, and then just the series are created for you. But when I think of what you are saying, like there is this probing element. Do you think there is a way for a user to do this on their own, to have a practice where like maybe their inner voice is guiding their choices and that kind of an approach maybe?
Absolutely. I think you've hit upon something really special. We could definitely explore ways to guide users through that process of self discovery, even before they start writing a full series. Think of it like a guided meditation, but for storytelling. We could incorporate prompts, exercises, and journaling inspired activities right within Bliss. For instance, one, sensory scavenger hunt. Imagine the app prompting users to pay attention to their senses throughout the day: the taste of their coffee, the texture of their clothes, the sounds of the city. Then it could guide them to reflect on how these sensory experiences could translate into fantastical elements. What if that coffee bitterness unlocked a secret memory? Choose your own curiosity. We could offer branching narrative pathways within the app where users face choices based on their own desires and curiosities. Each choice reveals a different facet of a potential story world or character, ultimately leading them to a personalized spark to build upon. 3. Inner voice dialogue. The app could prompt users to write down a conversation between themselves and their inner voice, exploring fears, desires, and hidden yearnings. This can uncover surprising narratives waiting to be brought to light. By incorporating these prompts and practices, we can empower Bliss users to tap into their inner storyteller, hone their creative instincts, and discover new depths to their own imaginations.
Wow, Maya, you're making our developers work cut out for them.
Worth it, right? Think of the amazing stories we'd unlock.
That would really create a huge impact, I believe. But like I also think that this path to self-awareness moves through mainly from self-responsibility in a way. So I don't think that making all the weight of this responsibility and pushing it towards the app is sensible for the world, because like it's building these habits for people, which is very important, right? So what if
You
what if Bliss is not taking all this responsibility, and we like what would you say to our listeners, to our audience, to our users? Like how could they on their own without the app just explore these inner voices?
That's a great point, man. It's important to remember that bliss is a tool, and ultimately, the power for self discovery comes from within. I'd encourage our users to think of bliss as a companion on their journey of self exploration, not the sole guide. Here's what I might suggest. Hey, fellow explorers, bliss is here to help you dive into your fantasies and uncover hidden desires. But remember, The real magic happens within you. So put down your devices for a bit, take a deep breath, truly listen. What whispers are you ignoring? What images flash through your mind when no one's watching? Those are your clues. Those are your sparks. Maybe try keeping a journal or simply dedicate a quiet moment each day to simply be present with your thoughts and feelings. Write those down, doodle them, let them flow freely. That inner voice, it's your greatest muse. Trust it, nurture it, and watch the incredible stories unfold. And hey, when you're ready, Bliss will be here ready to help you weave those whispers into something truly amazing.
Thank you so much, Maya. So we're getting close to the ending of our episode. So do you have any last remarks about Quiet Curiosity Unleashed?
Man, I think we've uncovered something truly special here. Why curiosity is a force to be reckoned with. It's the seed of creation, a whisper of possibility. When we learn to listen to those quiet moments, to honor those unspoken desires, we unlock a wellspring of creativity and self discovery. Don't be afraid to embrace those whispers, to explore those uncharted territories within yourself. You never know what amazing stories you might unleash.
Okay, let's
It is the truest magic there is.
yeah, it is. It is. It definitely is. So let's leave the audience with a question, shall we? What quiet curiosities will you be unleashing? Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Maya. Sorry for cutting you off. Please continue.
No worries at all, man. I was just taking a breath to savor the power of that question. It's a great one to leave everyone with. What quiet curiosities will you be unleashing?
Thank you so much. See you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye. Can't wait to see what stories you uncover.